Right. And much has been made of the end-shitification of digital channels, specifically social media, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'm not disagreeing. I think the algorithms are manipulative and bullshit, and these platforms are designed to ostensibly screw everybody, and only a few people win. But it's not the end of the world, folks. And we're not forced at gunpoint to post on X. So going back to what you're saying, and I was intimating, it's let's let the law of the jungle, if you will, play itself out even with digital. And some would argue that this could have Armageddon like consequences when the AI skynets us into oblivion. Okay. I'm not quite sure we're there yet. And I'm not quite sure that Anthropic has that much of a case even against the Pentagon, which is, all right, you're going to put limits on what these frontier models can do with our own Defense Department. And meanwhile, the Chinese, they're going for it. So you need to look at things in a broader context. I think that this AI hysteria is mostly hysteria. And we do need to be careful and pace ourselves. But to your point, I'm not quite sure if the government is the one most adept at being able to do this.
Well, I think the funny thing is about 70% of people, I would suspect, don't use AI regularly at all.
Right.
Okay. So I'm, on my business.
More than that, probably. I think overall search volume is still under 10%.
Yeah.
People are still going to Google. Old habits are hard to break.
Well, 10% probably use it as a regular part of their everyday lives. 20% use it, periodically, sporadically. They might use it as a part of their job, for specific things. And 70% are like, I'm not using AI, right? And so you wonder just when, again, voices, make you feel like there's a disproportionate number of people that are against something. And I think that, just like any technology, there's only going to be a small number of people that are going to really adopt it as a part of, some type of transformative behavior in their lives. The rest of them are going to wait until it's commoditized, right? They're going to be like, oh, I don't actively use AI, but I have an AI robot that cleans my, floor, and I've got.
Or at least it used to until the Roomba went broke.
Somebody's going to figure out that.
Which also shows you that market forces, certain bit of manipulation and bad decisions can get in the way. And human beings get in the way. The technology is there, but it's all about the adoption curve. So, the $1 trillion app, which is basically your personal bot that contains all other applications, we know that that's inevitable. Right now, when you look at your smartphone, it looks like yahoo.com 1998, all the links. People didn't know what the hell the internet was. So you have email, sports, remember? And all that bullshit and the little blue links. And that was your gateway to the internets because no one knew what the World Wide Web was. And then similarly with mobile technology, we have individual apps. I summon a car with Uber, I stream content, I order food, whatever. But with AI, that's all redundant. And it's frankly kind of stupid because all I need to do is express what I want. And the AI technology, especially with the agentic technology now, can go about getting whatever I want, doing it for me and personalizing it every step of the way. But people are going to keep apping around just like they keep Googling around. And it's not about technology getting in the way. It's just human habit catching up to the inevitable.
Yeah, bottom line is there's 24 hours in every day, and people are going to need to fill it with something, right? And if AI, creates a scenario where you have more free time because the AI is taking more of the, the crap that you have to waste your time on today and making it more efficient, then there will be new businesses and new services that will emerge that will leverage off of the positive things that AI is able to do.